I'm finna give y'all the best defensive settings that Mike Wang gave me himself.
Let me hear it.
I'm not gonna gatekeep, man. I'm gonna give y'all the best settings in NBA 2K26.
A few moments later.
And that is gonna do it, man. Those are the best defensive settings in NBA 2K26, man. I hope y'all enjoyed those settings. And I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip, man. I'm out. Peace. Nah, man, let me stop playing. What is good with y'all, man? It's your brother from another mother back here with another video for you guys. Hope y'all doing well today. Hope y'all been blessed. And today, man, I'm finna give y'all the best defensive settings that I use in NBA 2K26 to win games. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Defensively, this game is pretty tough. They pretty much gave everything to the offensive player this year. I don't know if it's because GTA finna drop, so they don't even care no more. They just letting everybody do whatever they want. And if you know how to play defense in past 2Ks and you've been knowing how to play defense, they kind of like been penalizing the players that want to play defense. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
This is for the on-ballers. I'm not talking about the all-ballers, the niggas that sit corner on the big men and play tight off-ball defense and they talk smack in between the game thinking they good with 80, 91%. So I'm not talking about them niggas. Them niggas is trash. I'm talking about the niggas who want to sit on defense, actually play the game, who actually spent $80 to $100 to play the game, not let the computer play the game. First thing I do is I go to controller settings, go all the way down to defense, and then put this right here. This is like what I mainly do. I've been doing this for years before anybody else. You probably are gonna start seeing people do it now all of a sudden, but off rip, what I do is I put this on call for help. Most people, they keep this on double team, so when they hit the L1, the double team comes. I'm gonna show you guys what I do though in the game. So I'll hold L1 when I want help to come, or if I don't know, if I got a bad defender on another defender. If I'm not X switching it, I'll just hold L1 if I can't X switch in time, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do that. And then your pro stick defense, you want to put this on absolute instead of camera relative. It's just way better on absolute. But that's just me though. I don't know, it's up to you guys. And then for the double team reaction, you want to put this on manual so you're the one doing it and not the computer. Another thing I do before I start a game, sometimes when I hop on, go to scrimmage, and then I'll go to the best defensive team in the game. This is just a tip you can do. Before I start the game, I'll go over to the CPU side and I'll put my defensive settings in for the CPU. You know what I'm saying? So then when you hop into a game when you're playing against CPU, you'll see how your defense looks while you're playing against it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, it's just a tip. Before we get into the settings, what I also do is for the coaching sliders, I put this on like 55, 55, sometimes 60, but I keep it on like 55, 57, around that range. Now most niggas, they shifting this all the way to 0. Like I said, I don't really play defense like everybody else. For on-ball pressure, I start the game on tight. But throughout the game, I might switch to smothered or I might switch to moderate. I'm gonna show you guys in certain clips on how they look different depending on the person you're playing and the team they're using. So it can differ depending on the person, like the personnel. So I start the game on tight though, just off rip. And then for off ball, like I said, I do stuff a little bit different. I run on moderate. Now the reason why I run on moderate is because I use the L1 function that I showed you guys earlier. So moderate gets my players to help quicker. So this is why some people, when they would ask me, they'd be like, yo, I'm using the L1 sometimes, but they're not working. You're running on tight. You're probably playing on tight. And when you play on tight, they will still help, but it just doesn't happen as much as it would on moderate or gap. So that's why I start the game on moderate. Sometimes I might start on tight, but that depends on who I'm playing against. If I'm playing somebody who's a simulation player like me and who's trying to play realistic, who's running plays depending on the team, who knows how to play with all different teams and different play styles, then I'm probably gonna start on tight because they're gonna be coming off screens doing certain offenses. That's when you really gotta think. But I'm not playing against those type of niggas, especially them niggas on the leaderboard. When it comes to the screen defense, now you can do two different things. Shout out to CT Hezzy. Really high IQ player, really knows what he's doing. You can go under right here. The reason why I shouted him out is because he's a good example on playing like this. You can go under here and go over right here, so you don't have to touch these. Now this is not what I do. You guys don't want to run a complex defense like I do. I would say just do this right here. Now when it comes to the hedge, you don't even have to do that because the AI is kind of retarded. They just be doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how sometimes you might see you playing a game and you like, I'm running no hedge. How are they getting behind me? You know what I'm saying? And the player, he'll still get a layup, still get a bucket, even though you're running a no hedge. It's because the offense is way quicker than the defense for some odd reason. Like I said, I don't know if it's because GTA is coming out and then 2K was like, you know what? Forget it. We letting no holds barred. We're going to let offensive niggas do whatever they want and let defense be damn near non-existent. That's damn near why we can't even save our defensive settings when we put them in, because 2K like ain't going to really be no defense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what I run personally, if you don't want to do this, like this is more simplified. You can X switch with going under with the regular 1 through 4. Like I said, CT is a good example of it because he's really good, especially defensively. He knows how to do it. So you can X switch it 1 through 4, and you just hold X. When the screen happens, you can switch. Or you can do what I do. I run ice. Now, this is more complex, like I told y'all, because I don't play like everybody else. So it's way more tougher to play my type of defense because there's a few holes. I'm gonna show you guys pros and cons in using this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like everybody else who's just gonna show y'all the best highlights and be like, oh yeah, this is the best defense. No, I'm gonna show you niggas plays where I get smacked. You know what I'm saying? There's plays where I get cooked, and there's plays where it looks really good defensively. I'm trying to get them on one side of the floor. Like if you're going on the wing, I'm gonna get you on that one side, and when I do that, I'm monitoring the players on the opposite side of the court, and then I manually would play either the screen, the person that's getting screened, I'll manually play him, or I'll manually play the opposite player. And sometimes when it comes to the on-ball screen, I'll manually play the big man. Off-ball screen, again, if you're playing against a sim head, which really doesn't happen, you're not running into niggas that really play like me offensively. So you can just go over. But if you do play against somebody who's using screens, popping threes, I would go switch, because they're gonna get there quickly. You can switch, but there is gonna be mismatches. But I'm gonna show you guys what I do when that happens. I usually X switch if it can get there, but if it doesn't, I'll put on double team post if they get the mismatch, and then it will usually bait them into throwing the ball. So you can, it's all up to you. You know what I'm saying when it comes to this part. Post, I do run behind because I don't know. I be getting mad rebounds when I run behind. I don't know, bro. I just be getting boards. These two, like I said, it depends on the game. Like if you running against Wemby, I'm double teaming on the catch for Wemby, not for the whole team for Wemby. Now you can put this on the whole team. Like sometimes I'll just put it on for the whole team like this. But if they really know what they're doing, I'm only gonna put this double team post on Wemby. So you can put this on the catch for Wemby only. But most games, I'm just putting this on catch for everybody. So if you're gonna try to post me up, that double team coming. So that L1 that I showed y'all in the settings, it don't matter if I have it on call for help. Double team on auto. So once you post me up, that double team is coming regardless. And then you gonna have to make a decision. Whether you wanna try to go up, or I'm baiting on you to make that pass. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say you gotta think and try to make your person you're playing against, make him think, speed him up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do on that. I do run on catch. Right here, I don't touch switch rules off the ball. I don't know, I keep that on auto. Right here, this is where it looks even more crazy to some of you guys. For me, I'm going no help on the screens. And I'm also going no help on cutter help. But drive help, I'm keeping on auto. Now you guys are probably like, my nigga, you are tripping. You're gonna give up threes. Not exactly. Not exactly. The reason why I showed you guys that I run my help defense on 55 instead of like 80 or 70, that showed these niggas don't come down every single time and give up an open three. So that's why I run it like that. I keep drive help on automatic, but I cut these off because I'm gonna user these. Like if you send a screen, I'm a user off the player on the opposite side of the court, and I'm gonna try to bait you to make that pass. You're gonna be like, oh, it's open, that first read in the corner, and I'm gonna bait you. You know what I'm saying? So for extend pressure, you can't change this, but when I'm playing against someone like Shea, who else? Shea, Trae Young, Luka, all these type of players, they're star players. I'm putting this on yes. So I'm extending pressure full court on the OP players like James Harden. So what I'm doing with the extend pressure on their best player, I'm playing them full court. And most times when I do this on the extend pressure, most time people think it's a full court press, and that's where they mess up. You have the full court press to speed up your opponent. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. So I'll put extend pressure on the point guard, sometimes the shooting guard, but everybody else, they stay back. So that's what I do. Now back to the defense. Everything else I go over right here. Again, if you're not playing against a sim player who knows how to work different teams, who knows how certain playbooks work, who know how certain teams work, and they just pick and rolling and just trying to cheese, you ain't gotta change none of these. You know what I'm saying? You good. A good example right here of me playing on ball smother. You don't want to run it all the time because you will get beat. You know, sometimes. Like I said, it depends on the player. But for the team he's using, shout out to Always Dizzy. He's actually a really good player. He's a good player. I knew he was gonna do that catch and shoot because this team, they have Stojakovic, they have niggas who can pop them things. So I had to play close with smother. And smother, you get a lot of good contests. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this game doesn't have good contest system, but on-ball smother can get you some really good contests. So if they really shoot the ball with a certain player, if you don't want to run on-ball smother for everyone, you could put it for certain players that you know are going to shoot the ball. Another play of it on defense. We went smother the whole game. You see, I am running extend pressure to try to speed him up, but he tried to catch and shoot me again. You know what I'm saying, with Stojakovic, and we actually get a great contest, 32%. So we were able to get a stop, and I think Kuminga just be on nonsense. But there's another gameplay right here. I matched up with, I think he's like top 15 or something. I don't know. I played him a few times actually. Now when I played him, he only uses the, like, no disrespect to him, but when you guys see these records, you guys will probably think, yo, these niggas are crazy, but it's the teams these niggas use. Like, the last 3 seconds, they're switching. So usually me, I'm already picking my team in the first 30 seconds. And these niggas, they know that. So this is why sometimes you might see, like, if y'all looking at this record here, like I said though, like a lot of my losses, like I say like 35, 40 losses was from the beginning when I was trying to get content. Because that's why I was one of the first people to get to the Go League, was because I was using a lot of tier 3 and getting up pretty quickly. Yeah, you can see his record, you know, 81%. I mean, you would think this guy's crazy, but this nigga's just an off-baller. Not to say he's bad, but they use the best teams and they off-balling. So right here, you can see Gobert is playing down, and then right here I play middle. You see that? That's where the difference is with me. Most people, they're not gonna play that middle to see if you're gonna make that pass. But me, I'm playing that middle. So even if I ice or no hedge or whatever, I'm playing the middle. But yeah, we had a 5-point lead right here. I was running tight on ball, not smothered against him because he was trying to get to the basket a lot. And then right here, I did also have it on catch hedge, I believe. And we sped him up and made him throw a horrible pass. And then we ended up getting the steal. And then the very next play, I think he tried to do a pick and roll again, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he tried to do another pick and roll right here. And I went under, so he got a little bump. But I ended up going under. And then we ended up popping them things. And at this point, because he's not using the OP team, he's out of there. You know what I'm saying? So for this game, here's another game right here. I did tight on ball. So what you just seen was me playing tight, and you see me play smothered. But this game, I played moderate and tight on the on ball. This guy right here, highly skilled player, high IQ. He knows what he's doing. I tell you guys not to just quit when your opponent gets a lead. So he actually was beating me by over double digits. He hits a tough shot right there. Again, like I said, high IQ. He knows what he's doing. But you don't get games like this. You know what I'm saying? This is the games where niggas want to match up with you. You know what I'm saying? He go Indiana, you go Knicks. You know what I'm saying? You want to match up playoff atmosphere. It's real basketball right here. Not off ball, not bums. I do want to show you guys pros and cons of the defense as well. Not everything is going to be a pro. So right here, he beat me right to the spot. Gets a nice bucket. Like, I am in moderate, but sometimes they don't get there. He was beating me. You know, double digits, he was going up. As you can see, everybody's shifting, everybody's moving, but he was popping them things. Like, he was actually getting money. Here, you see the ice come. Cat is waiting, but he throws it right here for the midi, gets the open shot. So he understood what to do right there. So that's going to happen sometimes, but most of the time they trying to rim run and paint mash. So you should be able to play that middle and that ice. So you should be okay. But I do want to show you guys both sides, like I said, of me sometimes giving up a bucket and then getting a stop. We ended up scoring right here. As you can see, we get right into our extended pressure. And we're trying to see if we can speed him up or something and just play full court. He ends up doing a step back right here. I don't know if he was trying to do that. I don't know if he was just playing. I don't know. But we end up getting a stop. We come down. You see the extended pressure, it can work because it would try to, like, sometimes they won't pick and roll. And then they'll try to get an ISO bucket. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the extended pressure works. Here's the very next play. We get him to turn. We get a steal. And that's what we mean by we want to get stops and just score off of that. We're in the extended pressure. And we forcing them baseline right here. And we get a beautiful stop. You know what I'm saying? We get a beautiful stop right there, and it works to our advantage. Now, you guys in your mind is probably like, well, he has a big man in the game who can't shoot. Well, in that instance, I would still drop. But what I would do different is, as you guys are going to see at the end, the difference is now, instead of me clicking onto the player that I'm extending pressure with, I'm going to click onto the opposite side, on the weak side. And when you make that pass, I'm going to play middle. That's where it comes into play. You know what I'm saying? So, again, extended pressure. Now I put OG on him. Right here, he thought he had he thought it was going to come down. He thought he had an open shot with Karl-Anthony Towns. That's why I keep it on 55 for help defense. And now everybody's sitting. You see the court's a little bit more shrinked out. We drop right here. But I knew he was going to throw that corner. But yeah, we can shoot that possession one more time. Yeah, so screen happens, boom. Right here, like I showed you guys, I use her on Mikal Bridges. So sometimes on the screens, I might use her to player on the opposite side just so you don't get that middle. You know what I'm saying? So that's where even if I'm in the ice, you might be like, yo, you're leaving the pop open off the ice. No, I'll use her to player on the opposite side to play that middle sometimes. Or I'll use her, the player that's getting screened, and I'll play the middle. You know what I'm saying? So ice works for me. You know what I'm saying? It just works for me because I know how to maneuver and switch. So right here, we maneuver to Mikal Bridges. And he had Huff, realistically. He could have threw this to Huff. But I don't know if I think in his mind, he didn't expect me to use it to Mikal Bridges. And it kind of made him move quick. So then he threw the ball back out. But because Huff is still open, he's like, all right, he's still open. Boom. We get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I run it though, man. That's how I play defense. You gotta run like extended pressure, try to run full court sometimes, try to make somebody speed up, run different coverages on the pick and roll. Sometimes you might want to use it a player that's getting screened. Sometimes you use it a player that's on the hedging side of the screen. And then sometimes you want to use the player that's not a part of the screen and not a part of the play. But because I have screen help rules on no help, I'm manually playing the screen, you know, with the players that's not in the screen. I said it's only a few possessions that will shift the game, you know, so that's how those type of games work. You got to change it sometimes, show something different, you know, so that's what I do though. Hopefully these tips help you guys. This was a long video. I'm gonna have to chop this up, but yeah, man, I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip, man. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out. Peace.
You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you?